Got it. Good evening. Today is Monday, July 7th, 2025. It's 5:30 p.m. And for tonight's work session, we'll start with city agenda item A, city updates by Brian McCain, Chief of Staff.
Thank you, sir. Police Department. The Pueblo Police Department is preparing for its annual Neighborhood Safety Night in partnership with the historic Arkansas Riverwalk of Pueblo that will take place August 2nd from 4 to 8 p.m. on Allen Hamill Drive, just out here. The Drones as First Responders program has started and is active. If you missed the article on the Chieftain over the weekend, we have 2 RTCC techs trained to fly the drones. This went live on Friday and encompasses a 2-mile circumference around the PMCJ. Additional sites will be developed in the coming months and will be brought into the system, one on the east side and one on the south side of town. This will be expanded in year 2 to include 5 drones, which will cover nearly the entire city. In addition, the department has also received both waivers through the FAA and can currently fly up to 200 feet without an observer. Pilot training for our real-time crime center technicians took place Thursday, July 3rd. Over the next 2 weeks, the department will conduct test flights prior to using them in response to calls for service. The Pueblo Police Department is the first department to launch the Drones as First Responders program through Brink Drones in the state of Colorado. Transportation Summit. The City of Pueblo, in collaboration with the Pueblo County and Pueblo Area Council of Governments, PACOG, invites the public to attend a Transportation Summit on Wednesday, July 9th, 2025 from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Sangre de Cristo Arts Center. This regional summit offers an opportunity for residents, community organizations, business leaders, and transportation stakeholders to help shape the future of Pueblo's transportation system. The event has presentations at 3:30 p.m., 4:30 p.m., and 5:30 p.m. The summit supports development of 2 complementary plans: the Comprehensive Safety Action Plan, or CSAP, focusing on improving roadway safety for all users; the 2050 Long Range Transportation Plan, setting the vision and priorities for Pueblo's multimodal transportation system over the next 25 years. Anyone unable to attend in person is encouraged to provide input and complete surveys online, which can be found at the city's social media or on our website at pueblo.us. The slab reopening. The Pueblo Parks and Rec Department recently completed the slab and will host a ribbon cutting and grand reopening on Thursday, July 31st at 1 p.m. Thanks to a $500,000 investment from the Colorado Lottery, local artists completed mural work and new lights, benches, backboards, and rims were installed. Join us for lottery shootout games, dribble skills challenge, and more. Additional information is on the Pueblo Parks and Rec or on the city's social media. Pothole Blitz. The Pueblo Public Works Department completed the Pothole Blitz initiative the week of June 23rd through 27th. With 5 crews, the department filled approximately 1,500 potholes and used almost 11 tons of cold mix asphalt over the 5 days. Just a quick legislative update. I've been meeting with the Romeros. Council should have received the budget outlook and basically the predictions for the state, and it's a bit bleak. But one thing that we wanted to bring up was we spoke briefly about being proactive on legislation, and one of them was the Prop 123 fixes that impacts. It's the formula that kind of cuts the funding or makes us ineligible for certain funds that Pueblo saw, and I think it was Greeley was the other one. But with your permission or direction, the Romeros are to the point where they want to start reaching out to DOLA to go forward with the process to get some legislation started and in the works. So if council agrees to do that, I will give them direction tomorrow and they'll start having those conversations. So.
Okay. Council, any questions, comments? Council Martinez.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that that's a great idea to get them started on the Prop 123 conversations. I know that we've talked about it a little bit in chambers, so I think that would be a great idea.
Council Maestri.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Anybody else? Council Flores, you good? Anybody else?
Thumbs up.
Okay, thank you.
I'll let you know tonight. Thanks.
We're going to move on to item agenda B, Southern Colorado Economic Development District, SCED. It's an update by Tracy Gutierrez, who's the Senior Program Manager, Leslie Mastriani, Executive Director. 15-minute presentations. Thank you for coming. Turn your mics on real quick. Brett taught me that. You're welcome. Thank you. I
It's
appreciate it.
green. And kudos to you for not butchering my last name. My
Thank-
hat off to you.
Thank you.
Because everybody else does it. So as you said, my name's Leslie Mastriani and I'm the Executive Director of the Southern Colorado Economic Development District. And Tracy's giving you some handouts with a little bit of information about some of the programs that we have that you can look at your leisure. So you can, should. Oh, I do. Oh, right here. Oh, that thing right in front of me. Which one do I click? You can click. I'll just hit you. So we are an economic development district that was so designated by the US Department of Commerce, Economic Development Administration. Oh boy, back in the late 70s. We've been around for over 50 years. There are, I believe, 7 EDDs or economic development districts in Colorado, and we are one of about 400 in the country. So it's quite a feat to work in the 13 counties that are our member or our counties designated for our EDD. All counties of the 13 are members. Thank you, Tracy. All counties are members except for Fremont County. They do not pay dues. But those remaining 12 counties do receive member benefits. And because, in this example, because Pueblo County is a dues paying member, all of the cities and towns also receive the same member benefits. So the city of Pueblo gets the same treatment that the Pueblo County does. You're fast. Sorry. So while economic development is in our title, we're less like a traditional economic development corporation and more of a community development organization. We support local efforts by providing resources and capacity. We're kind of a conduit between state and federal officials, agencies, and the local governments. The local governments are our primary constituents. So if a nonprofit comes to us and says, hey, I'd like to grab this much of your time, and a county or city would come up and say, hey, I want to grab this much of your time, the city and county, you are our people and we will give you priority over everything. So as I said, we're less of a traditional economic development organization, which most, in Pueblo's case, PEDCO is a traditional economic development organization. And we don't duplicate efforts with, say, PEDCO or Prowers Economic Opportunity. You know, we don't compete, we complement. So I'll give you an example of how we work together with the economic development organizations in our region. So let's say PEDCO has identified a manufacturer that's going to move into an existing building within the city of Pueblo, maybe 100 potential employees, which is good. We want that. That's their job, to go out and recruit businesses, offer incentives, packages. We don't do that. That's not in our scope of work. But let's say that this company who's moving in and into this existing property, they need an upgraded collection system. PEDCO then can come to us, or the company, but the PEDCO would come to us and say, hey, do you have any idea of how we can replace or upgrade this collection system? That's when we go to our sources, primarily EDA, and say, okay, we want to get some money for this company in the end to do this collection system, and the end result is a new business. We get the money And we do the collection system, company moves in, hires, the 150 people, and it's a win-win for everybody. PEDCO doesn't take on that role where they go out and look for infrastructure or other support to bring a company in. That's where we work hand in glove. And we do that a lot. That's one of our strengths, is our relationship